We left Lake Ballard and headed to the Midwest to see what was left of the wildflowers. We're probably a couple of weeks too late, but we thought we'd have a go anyway. None of the 3 places we passed through on the way are really worth mentioning. Once we crossed the Great Northern Highway at Mount Magnet, though, we started to see some flowers by the side of the road. The dash cam colour rendition is not very good, but these were quite nice sort of mauvey looking flowers. After Yalgoo, though, everything changed and we started to stop by the side of the road to go and have a look. Things are not screwed or bolted tightly, these vibrations will do their best to unscrew them.
That's the aerial. That's the aerial.
We stopped. We walked back 200 metres at least, but we could not find that antenna. It's black on a red dirt road. We were in the middle of the road when it fell off and we still couldn't find it.
Oh, it's big, that's not bigger than it looks. Stop, caretaker office. No vehicles on grass. Hoping we've got... Oh, it's camping down there. Check-in from 11 AM.
We stayed at a few of these Shire caravan parks. Sandstone, Yalgoo, Mullewa, Nungarin. We really like them. They're small, they're basic, and they're cheap. And we'd rather stay at these than any of the big commercial ones, to be honest.
Yeah, we can get in here. Just go behind that van over there. Just go all the way around and pull in behind that one. We'll share the grass in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, this is fine.
This is the free 24-hour rest area in York. It's right by the river. No toilets here, that's the only thing, but there are toilets in the park, the other side of the bridge here. And we've got a suspension bridge. It's a bit wobbly, so Helen will panic.
Sorry.
What? I'm only walking.
You're walking with big feet.
What does walking with big feet mean? I'm just walking. Exactly. I told you you'd be cacking it.
You're making it bounce.
I'm not making it bounce, you're making it bounce yourself. Just like when you walk around in the caravan and I nearly fall out of bed. So it's shaking, I'm not even moving now. Look. Okay, this is York High Street. York's a quaint historical town. Supposedly the oldest inland town in Western Australia. Doing our usual thing when we come to a new town of opening the estate agent windows.
We went back to Nungarin to visit the museum where we'd volunteered back in March. We went on a Sunday morning so that we could go and have the breakfast there, and it was nice to see a few of the people that we'd met back in March.
Oh, how do you get in there? Local traffic only.
What's this? There.
Yeah, it might be. Just down this road here. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, so they're the toilets that we use.
Okay. There's a few people here already.
Yeah. So there's no electric or anything, obviously.
No, looks alright.
But yeah, just the rain gets here as well.
Oh, blimey, got enough tubs there.
Alright, worth its weight in gold for this fortnight. Now if you've got a snowy partner and the snoring gets a bit too much, when you're at home you can maybe go and sleep in a spare room or even go and sleep on the sofa if it comes to that, to get away from it, get a decent night's sleep. If you're in a caravan for 9-10 months and you've got a snowy partner, there isn't a spare room that you can go to, so you need something else. So you know, maybe you're going to try earplugs. Earplugs are alright, but if you're a very sensitive sleeper like I am, very light sleeper, earplugs often won't do it. So worth its weight in gold for this fortnight is this thing. It's a headband, but it's a special headband. It's actually a pair of headphones. So they've got little flexible, little soft pad speakers on the sides here. It runs off Bluetooth, so you can have your I mean, look a bit silly when you're wearing it, but you can have something playing from your phone to help sort of block out the noise. So it's often something like white noise or some sort of ambient sort of sound is what you want. You look a bit of a doofus when you've got it on. So I put this on and the little pads go over my ears. I don't wear my glasses obviously when I'm in bed. And then off we go, and it actually works an absolute treat. I pair it with an app for sort of sleeping music and ambient sounds, and I've got used to it, and it's working really well. So I use a soothing sleep sounds app. So the sounds that I listen to are a mixture of rain and wind and ocean and rivers, things like that. So this is the combination of all those sounds. Just makes me want to go to sleep listening to it. So a little bit extreme perhaps, but if you are really struggling with snoring and you're in a caravan, something like this, these headphones, they're not particularly expensive, they're not uncomfortable to wear, They do need a bit of adjustment from time to time, but it's meant that I've been able to sort of listen to something else rather than the snoring. So yeah, worth its weight in gold.
Do the same thing. Just pull up over here.
I'll ask it with a train. And there's more up there.
Yeah, I'll just pull up here and go and get some with my phone. It takes a strong community to produce something like this, something that's just fun and whimsical, and it's not just a cynical money-making ploy. I just got the impression Kulin was a really nice town. Everybody was really friendly, it was really clean, it was really tidy. It was a lovely place.
Just pull on the left, can't you? I would.
Makes more sense than parking over there.
Yeah, it does.
As long as people can get past.
Which they can.
Not many caravans here, which is good. We're at Bluff Knoll, and we're going to go and walk to the summit. Bluff Knoll is the highest mountain in the southern half of WA. There are higher mountains up in the north, in the Pilbara. But we've climbed this several times before. It's not a particularly difficult. It's steep in places, and no doubt our calves will hurt tomorrow because we're unfit at the moment. But it's not a particularly difficult walk. In fact, the car park gets you, I don't know, about a third of the way up the climb anyway. So car park, it's a fine day today, so you can see the car park is pretty full for a, what day is it? Tuesday. But yeah, the walk takes us around to the right, and then you sort of approach the summit from the back. It says it's a 3 to 4 hour walk. Return, it might be that, or it might be a bit less, but we've got our provisions, so yeah, let's go. Alright, so this is officially the start of the walk, and the path drops down into those trees and then cuts along to the right and brings us out on the ridge up there. Okay. There was a major bushfire went through here. We can't remember if it was early 2020 or early 2019, we'll check. But what it means is, there's plenty of signs of it, plenty of blackened tree trunks. What it means is the canopy is largely gone. This was much more shaded. The good thing, I suppose, is that we can see we get views out to the distant peaks. But plenty of regeneration going on. The blackened tree trunks are sprouting with green leaves here. That one, for example, and even this one here. There's little sprouts coming from this burnt bit of tree. But yeah, it's pleasing to see that it's all starting to grow back and turn green again. But lots of black tree trunks, definitely. Alright, looking back towards the car park. Not come far, but ready for rest already. Shows how little walking we've done recently. Where we're going, perhaps is up there. This is the view from our coffee stop. We've just sat on some rocks by the side. There is a bit of a drop, but we do what the signs say. So for Jasper, stay well back from the edge. That's exactly what we're doing. We're not going anywhere near that drop there. But we've got to stop here because look at the view. Alright, so we're heading for that V, or just to the left of the V. There are some people on the path, probably can't see them. Continuing to climb all the way, and then it goes round the back.
of there, and then just further around the summit is just there. Welcome view of the car park down there. Probably about 10 minutes away. But feeling pretty tired at the moment. All those steps downhill have really set my dodgy knee off. It's aching quite a bit. So I think we'll be glad to get there. And we might even get a beer out the fridge in the car. And a nice cold beer because it's pretty warm now. But yeah, fantastic day, and a lovely walk up Bluff Knoll. Alright, welcome to Coffee and Cake. This fortnight, after leaving Lake Ballard, we went to Leinster, Sandstone, Yalgoo, all the way to Mullewa.
Yeah, no coffee worth speaking of.
Yeah, nothing to have. Then we went to Minganoo, and we had coffee at a bakery there. From there we went to Wongan Hills, nothing. The next day we went to York via Northern. We did have coffee at a place in Northern, but I can't remember the place. It was just a shopping mall place. York, we went to a place called Settlers something or other. There was like a hotel, a bloke playing music outside. It was a nice sort of place to be. York's a nice place. From York we went to Nungarin, no coffee. Then Kulin. Yeah. Went to a place called, what was that called?
Acre of Taste.
The Acre of Taste at Kulin. Then nothing at Stirling Range, but although they did have a coffee machine at Stirling Range Retreat, and that was tidy coffee.
There was nothing else
to have, so we had a coffee machine coffee. Mount Barker. A place called
Grocery Store.
Oh, grocery store. Yeah, and then after that we went to Frankland River. I had a coffee, but you didn't, and that's it really for the fortnight. It was nice really to be able to have a choice of cafes. We've had a few places, and a couple of places obviously like Northern and York and places where there's more than one cafe. So that was quite nice. Mount Barker, more than one cafe, so we actually had a choice. And it was a difficult choice to pick the best.
Well, I was going to say, it's been a long time, many videos since we've actually struggled to think of a winner, because there's been so little good coffee around. But we narrowed it down eventually to 3 places, and it actually was a reasonably heated conversation as to which one was going to win, because the coffee between all 3 of these places, there wasn't much to choose from them. So in the end, it came down to the food and the decor, I suppose. That was really only
the coffee was good, but it wasn't great. Any of them.
Yeah,
it
was
good.
perfectly
fine, but not great. Nothing stood out really.
Minganoo Bakery was the first really good coffee and cake that we had come across for weeks, so that was like an absolute joy. And it's quite quirky. It's great, being a bakery, it's got a great selection of food, but also they had like little funky things like china teacups upended on the ceiling with the lights in, and that was a little bit different. Then the Acre of Taste at Kulin was a very sort of contemporary, very tasteful, grey decor and much smaller selection of food, but pretty good selection of food, the good quality. And then Mount Barker grocery store, again, reasonably limited selection of food, but the decor was a little bit different, and I did enjoy sitting in a rocking chair, although I think I nearly went over backwards first time I rocked it back, but anyway, I got the hang of it. So this genuinely was a difficult one, but the winner for this week's or this fortnight's coffee coffee and cake is Nungarin Bakery. Great.
Yeah, it's good.
Just got to try and remember now.